friendship could be. My little pony. Until you all shared its magic with me. Big adventure, tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness, it's an easy feat. And magic makes it all complete. You have mine. Did you know you're all my very best friends?
So, it turns out that Sweetiebelle really loves to cook and is really bad at it.
Let me guess. Applesauce? Nope. Toast.
Also, they have parents. It's really interesting seeing how Rarity's personality contrasts with theirs. Rarity is a unicorn who has more humble beginnings than she'd want to admit. And this is the first hint of that.
I wouldn't be surprised if she's got a cutie mark in fancy cooking.
Considering that Sweetiebelle's parents are in denial about how bad she is at cooking, and probably other things, it's easy to see why she's had a hard time getting her cutie mark. Anyway, the parents are going on vacation for a week, leaving Rarity to take care of Sweetiebelle. Who definitely takes after Rarity. Anyway, now that the parents are gone, Rarity nixes breakfast and starts over. Of course, Sweetiebelle wants to help.
Oh, of course. In one moment, Sweetiebelle.
And that's the last thing Rarity wants. And even putting a garnish on the plate is a disaster. Technically, she did it.
Can you take the dirty towels to the laundry room?
The gist of this relationship is that Sweetiebelle wants to be helpful, Rarity won't let her because she messes everything up, which just results in Sweetiebelle trying to help more aggressively.
Surprise!
Ending in disaster.
In the heat of the sun, wool shrinks.
Lather, rinse, and repeat.
Well, back to work. Stay out of trouble, okay?
Since Rarity won't let Sweetiebelle do anything, she gets bored, as little kids tend to do.
I never got in trouble for drawing.
I'm sure you'll manage somehow.
This needs something.
And that's how.
I made a special drawing for you.
These are extremely rare baby blue sapphires.
Blue sapphires are rare?
What am I going to do with you?
Oh, we could paint together. We could ride bikes.
That's not what I meant.
Oh.
Poor Sweetiebelle. Anyway, Rarity goes out to find more sapphires and tells Sweetiebelle to stay out of trouble.
Jeez Louise, can't I do anything right?
So Sweetiebelle takes it upon herself to clean Rarity's workroom.
Surprise!
I was just about finished planning my new fashion line, and you put everything away!
I thought it would make you happy.
Bottle it up, Rarity. That's healthy. So Sweetiebelle wanders off and runs into Apple Bloom.
How's the sleepover at Rarity's going? Why, it's smashing!
She laments that she wishes that she could do something with her big sister that wouldn't involve being yelled at by her. So Apple Bloom tells her about the Sisterhooves Social, which is basically a race and series of events where each team is a pair of sisters.
Rarity will think it's an excellent idea.
You don't know Rarity that well.
What a ridiculous idea!
And it goes about as well as one would expect.
Playing silly little games in the dirt is just uncouth, with or without a sister.
And Sweetiebelle has about had it at this point.
I think we'll try the rest of my life without a sister!
So each declares that she doesn't need a sister, and Sweetiebelle storms out.
Well, it looks like we finally agree on something.
Anyway, she ends up at Sweet Apple Acres, where she told Applejack and Sweetiebelle what Rarity said about the event being uncouth.
It's not just the social. She thinks I'm uncouth.
Honey, Rarity thinks everything's uncouth.
Applejack hit the nail right on the head. So Applejack and Apple Bloom have chores to do. Not only do they work together really well, but they make a game of it, which is a big contrast to how Rarity and Sweetiebelle are.
You're making grape juice?
Apple Bloom!
Please, Applejack, she didn't mean...
Again, contrast.
Idea!
Meanwhile, Rarity has a designing brainstorm due to Sweetiebelle having put her fabric in order of color.
She still shouldn't have touched my things without permission.
A little later, she realizes that the shrunken sweater actually looks better on Opal,
It's as if Sweetiebelle knew the sweater was perfect for you.
proving once again that you can be a crazy cat lady with only one cat. Also, I'm giving Opal Best Face Award. It's not a crazy or exaggerated expression like the ones I usually pick, but she just says so much with it. Back on Sweet Apple Acres, they herd some sheep.
Way to corral some critters, sis!
You could have just asked.
Scenes like this are why I love this show. Meanwhile, Rarity needs one more sapphire to complete the outfit she's working on. So she decides to take it off of the drawing that Sweetiebelle did earlier. This time she actually looks at the drawing, and we see it for the first time too. And it's the two of them together inside of a heart. Aww.
Sweetiebelle!
And Rarity has an epiphany about how badly she's treated her.
All the time I could have spent with you was wasted!
Geez, she's not dead, Rarity.
And Celestia is my witness! I shall never be sisterless again!
Yeah, Rarity and Scarlet are definitely cut from the same cloth. Anyway, Rarity tracks down Sweetiebelle and the apples and tries to apologize.
I am not better off without a sister.
But spending the day with the Apple Sisters has only strengthened Sweetiebelle's resolve that she has a crappy sister, and she lets Rarity know about it.
That's why I'm adopting Applejack as my big sister. What? What?
Applejack's like, leave me out of your crazy family drama.
I'll show you how to cook my favorite quiche. I'll show you the proper way to beautify your mane. Won't that be fun?
Rarity is trying, but she still doesn't get it. Sweetiebelle and Apple Bloom wander off together, leaving Applejack and Rarity alone to have a little heart-to-heart.
Why do you have to be so good and make me look so bad?
I have to say that as funny as Look Before You Sleep was, it's refreshing to see these two getting along despite their differences. Anyway, incoming apple-related metaphor.
You can have amazing apples, and you can have crispy crust, but only together can you have a perfect apple pie.
But apart, all we are is just a pile of mush and some crumbly, dry mess.
Running it into the ground a bit, but she clearly gets it now. So the next day is the Sisterhooves social. Sweetiebelle is being nice about it and wishing them luck, but she's clearly sad that she doesn't get to compete. But it turns out that Apple Bloom and Applejack had agreed beforehand that Applejack could be her surrogate sister during the competition, so Sweetiebelle could compete with her. Which is so nice of them I could cry. Anyway, after Granny Smith gets a megaphone to the eye, the race begins. The very first thing that happens is that Applejack falls into a mud pit and comes out so thickly covered in mud that she's unrecognizable, aside from her hat, for the rest of the race. So then they proceed to kick ass in every competition, and Sweetiebelle has a blast, even though they don't quite win.
This was so much fun!
So now it's revealed that that was Rarity. Her and Applejack having switched places in the mud. Good lord, how long could she hold her breath? If you watch the race again, you'll notice that Applejack never spoke and had blue eyes. Though they are the shape of Applejack's eyes and not Rarity, so the animators cheated a little. Anyway, it turns out that the three of them planned all that for Sweetiebelle's sake. Aww.
You see, we are apple pie! I think we deserve a celebration! The spa, of course. No, I'm serious.
I love how in the next scene it's obvious they've been doing each other's hair. In any case, it's their turn to write a letter to Princess Celestia.
But mostly, it's about having fun together.
Wet-haired Rarity is a meme. And of course, the episode ends with them arguing and making up.
How about a medium amount of dirty?
Deal!
And so ends Sisterhooves Social. So this episode holds a special place in my heart because I'm pretty sure it was the first episode I watched in full on Saturday morning while it was originally airing. So while I had seen the tail end of Swarm of the Century and parts of the Showstoppers and Pinkie Pie's Breakdown and Party of One since it was all over the internet, Sisterhooves Social was my first complete episode, and I consider it the point where I officially started watching. For one thing, I completely fell in love with Sweetiebelle. She is just adorable in all possible ways. And she was handled well in this episode. At the point when Rarity shot down the Sisterhooves Social, I honestly braced myself because a lesser kids show would have made Sweetiebelle unbearably pathetic to make damn sure the audience feels sorry for her. And they don't do that at all. You definitely get that she's sad and disappointed at Rarity's behavior, but rather than crawling into a corner and sobbing or something like that, she tells her off. Sweetiebelle never totally loses her spunk in this episode, is what it comes down to, and that makes the drama bearable. If you look at it purely from Sweetiebelle's perspective, Rarity might seem awful, but honestly, Rarity is the sort who is a little uptight and has to have everything just so, and people like that tend to not know how to deal with small children. Yeah, she acts jerkish in this episode, but she's not a bad person, just impatient. I love the running gag where Rarity freaks out at everything Sweetiebelle does. Not to mention the drama fest when she has her epiphany. Classic Rarity right there. This episode is very simple and straightforward, but it paints a very accurate picture of how siblings relate and how their personalities can clash. They clearly love each other, but Sweetiebelle needed to learn boundaries, Rarity needed to loosen up a little, and they both needed to learn compromise. Yeah, I'll admit to having some bias since it was basically my gateway to the rest of the show, but I also love it for how it's such a good mix of funny and heartwarming and how it hits home a bit. Next up is the Cutie Pox. See you then.
What's uncool? It means uncivil, bad-mannered. Exactly.